Husband? Husband? Hubby, wake up. I've got a wonderful surprise for you that I know you'll just love. You'll love it, you'll adore it, and you'll cherish it. It'll make your day. No, no. Don't just 5 minutes more me. I know what that means. That means significantly more than 5 minutes. I mean, I admit you look cute when you sleep, but you look cute when you're awake too. So get up. Get up. Get up. Get up, please. Come on, get out of bed. Please, husband. I beg you, please, 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 please. 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 Okay, my begging is over. I shall now commence more advanced negotiation tactics. If you get out of bed within the next 15 seconds, I will give you at least one hug. Possibly more. Probably more. There we go. Spread your arms wide for me now. Oh, I hope I'm not too cold. I'd hate to make you freeze when you just left the warmth of your blanket. You, on the other hand, are so warm. It's just perfect. You can hug tighter, you know. My spine is still in one piece. Well, okay, the spine isn't one piece, then I wouldn't be very flexible, but you know what I mean. Oh, sorry, am I too tight? I'll let go. Okay. And now for the surprise. The surprise is it's a snow day. And that's putting it lightly. It's like someone took the Atlantic Ocean, turned it all into snow, and then dumped it on us. And do you know what that means? You don't have to go anywhere. Schools are cancelled, workplaces cancelled. The only thing that isn't cancelled is our time together. So, come on, let's spend time together. Let's do a couple things. We can play games affectionately with each other. I'll start. Let's play a guessing game. Guess how long I was watching you sleep. Husband, I'm shocked you would ever think of that. I'm appalled, flabbergasted. Do you really think I used my magic snow powers to cause the snow? Just so we could spend a day together? Don't you know how much damage this ridiculously large amount of snow has caused? It must have caused millions and millions of dollars in damage. Think of all the caved-in roofs, or of all the lost labor hours due to workplace shutting down. I'm innocent, despite any evidence to the contrary. But enough of that. You're changing the subject, aren't you? The real issue is how we're going to spend our day together. What games do you want to play first? How about we have a staring contest? I know. I have an unfair advantage since I can stare at you for hours without blinking. But tell you what, I'll play with a handicap. I'll lose if I blink once, and you'll lose if you blink 100 times. Or maybe we can play something else, like a memory game. Not to brag. Well, okay, maybe I am bragging a lot here, but I'm super good at memory games. I'm like an elephant. I never forget. For instance, I can recall the first and last name of every woman who ever hit on you. Many of which mysteriously developed hypothermia. They really should have dressed in layers and not those showy, provocative excuses of clothing. Oh well, happy little accidents. Oh, how about we play some tag? Sorry, husband, I know this is another game that I have an unfair advantage in. After all, I'm so good at chasing you down. I did it all the time before we got married, without any regrets, you mind. You gave my legs quite the workout. Look, see for yourself. Oh, with you staring like that, maybe you can beat me in the staring contest. Anyways, tag might be a bit too much for you since I'll never let you get away. I'll pounce on you like a tiger. My predator instincts is very strong with you in my sight, along with some of my other instincts, obviously. Oh, but maybe we can use a handicap in this game too. That might even out the odds a bit. I could wear a blindfold if you'd like. You still won't be able to get away from me, though. Nothing will let you do that. But it could give you more of a fighting chance, you know? I'd let you put up more of a struggle. That could make things fun for the both of us. And I'm sure you'd love the sight of me in a blindfold. Though, even when wearing one, I'd still be able to catch you from your scent alone. Your scent is so unique to you. It's branded into my memory. It was like that the very first moment I met you. Oh, but don't worry, that's not that you smell weird or bad. You smell fine. Like, fine. Very fine. What were we talking about again? Oh, right. My game suggestions. I'm really sorry, husband. I know I suggested some pretty childish games. Sorry, I know I'm mentally a 12-year-old. But if you'd like, we could play a more adult game. What'd you say? Like chess. I'm not too good at it, so I think it's maybe the only game we could play where you have a fair shot at beating me. I have made some pretty chess pieces out of ice for the board, though. They're in the freezer. They're nowhere as beautiful as the pieces I made of you, though, of course. But maybe you don't want to play any games? Honestly, almost anything we do will be fun if we do it together. Although, if you are up for a game, we could play Truth or Dare. I personally prefer being dared because, you know, I'm up for anything. But if you don't want to play any games, that's fine too. What's important is that we're spending our time together. We could sort of have an indoor date today. I mean, it can be outside because of the ungodly amount of snow, which, let me remind you again, is not my fault. But yeah, doesn't that just sound absolutely lovely? I have this whole list of things in my notebook that we could do as fun date activities. I have lots of time to write and brainstorm them because, well, I don't have many other things to do when I get lonely because I'm awake, but you're still asleep. For instance, we could watch a movie together. That's always a classic option. And of course, since I'm your loving and understanding snow angel, oh gosh, I just love that you call me your snow angel. That's such a cute and adorable nickname that you gave me. But because I'm your loving and understanding snow angel, we can watch whatever movie you want. Seriously, go ahead and pick, you know. I'm not that controlling. But if you don't have any idea of what to watch, I could recommend you a horror movie. That way, when you get scared of the monster or alien or whatever, you can just cling on to me. You can put your arms around me tightly and maybe rest your hands on my waist. Or lower. Or better yet, I could pretend to be scared if you're feeling into that. Then I could cling to you and you could get to act like the big strong man protecting me. Whatever floats your boat and whatever raises your spirit, among other things. In fact, if you'd like me to recommend a specific horror movie, then how about The Stalker of Oakview? Though, to be fair, even though everyone says it's a horror movie, I think it would be more accurately classified as a romance movie. I mean, the female lead was always watching the male lead to make sure he was safe, and she even protected him from all his awful exes that could never love him like she did, and she would send him letters and roses every single day, even when he would try to move away again and again, which is actually kind of sweet. Playing hard to get like that would just give her the thrill of the chase. The two of them are such a cute couple. No wonder they drew so much attention, even from the federal law enforcement. Oh. Oh, I'm so sorry, husband. I didn't mean to spoil you like that. Darn. I don't suppose you could just forget everything I said. No? Well, I suppose we'll have to watch something else then, assuming you still want to watch a movie anyways. Because we don't have to watch a movie, husband. There are so many romantic things we could do together. Like, how about we make a time capsule? Like, we could collect all of our little memories together and put them in a nice metal container. We could even make it heart-shaped. Cliche, I know. But I like the idea. It'd be a monument of a love story, after all. And our love story is really such a sweet one. We could put one of those candy bars you like inside the time capsule. Remember when the candy bar you liked was discontinued? They weren't making it anymore, and so you couldn't get your favorite candy bar any longer, and we can't be having that because you're the sweetest and most precious little darling in the whole entire world, and if you want your favorite candy bar, then damn right you're getting one. That's why I had to track down the old employee and interrogate them to find out how they made the candy bar, and the recipe was such a closely guarded secret. We could even include the recipe for the candy bar in the time capsule as well, though we could add a little addition to the recipe. At the very end would say, and the most important ingredient is the snow angel's love. Oh, gosh, I love that pet name so much. Snow Angel. Oh, I love it so much, and I love you. I love you, and oh, I love you, my husband. I just want to kiss you all over until you've got more hickeys than eyelashes. But back to our time capsule. A lovely, lovely time capsule that we can open together in 30 or so years. And I emphasize together because we will definitely still be married together in 30 years since we will never separate. We're destined to be together after all, for eternity, and I will brutally crush any destiny to the contrary. Mark my words. But, yeah, what else can we put in the time capsule, darling? We could put some photos of us together in there. Maybe even some innocent ones. Ooh, what about a copy of our marriage certificate? I mean, the real one, not the fake one that I forged early into our relationship. I think an obvious choice is a copy of the first love letter I sent to you. We would have to get a very large time capsule for that, though, because after all, remember how my first love letter to you was so many pages long? It was more like a love encyclopedia. I still remember you were all, oh, there's a package for me, and when you opened it, there were just pages upon pages of me pouring my heart out to you and confessing to you, saying how much I love you, saying all the things I love about you, saying I love your hair, every single last strand on your head, and I wish I could just caress it all the time, and I want to collect every single hair that falls off your head and keep it and preserve it for all time, because every last part of you is absolutely precious and priceless and worth keeping and protecting. I still stand by what I said. Maybe we could even put some of your hair that I'm safekeeping in the time capsule. My love letter also talked about how much I love your fingerprints. Yeah, you must have been so confused when you first read about how much I love your fingerprints. You did read the letter back then, didn't you? Well, I'm sure you did, 'cause you're such a sweetheart. But I remember my letter just went on and on about how unique you are, how not only you are so precious, but that your preciousness is so one of a kind. You know, a cake can be sweet, but it's sweet like a cookie sweet. It's not special, but you're different. You're special. Your sweetness is so unique and one of a kind sweetness that cannot be replaced or replicated anywhere by anything. And that sweetness, alongside all your other wonderful, unique qualities, is symbolized by your fingerprints. And that's why I love it so much. I even have a poster of your fingerprints. That's how absolutely splendid it is. There was even a picture of your fingerprints in the letter, so you could see for yourself how wonderful and beautiful it is. Of course, there are many other pictures of wonderful and beautiful things in the letter. It was all about you, after all. For instance, your eyes. Those are really just the prettiest in the world. I could just stare at them for, well, you know. Of course, there were many other pictures of wonderful and beautiful things in the letter. It was all about you, after all. For instance, your eyes. Your eyes are really just the prettiest in the world. I could just stare at them for, well, you know, how long I could stare at them. You told me several times it's making you uncomfortable, but I'm glad you could communicate that with me. By the way, you know, communication is key to any relationship. That must be part of why ours has lasted this long. Now, I'm sure being bound by fate also plays a part. But back to your eyes, husband. They say that eyes are the windows to the soul, which must be why I love staring into your eyes so much. It lets me look into your soul and see for myself that you really are my soulmate. No wonder I get lost in them, forever and ever, until you tell me, honey, it's time for bed, or whatever it is you say. I can't really hear you well when I'm still lost in them. Even after you're asleep and eyes are closed, I still like looking at pictures of them so I can still stare into your soul. Oh, I'm sorry, my dear, was I making you uncomfortable again? I was staring too intensely, wasn't I? I'm so sorry, please forgive me. Do let me know, though, if there's anything I can do to make it up to you. And I mean anything. Like, how about cooking? In fact, that's a fun activity we can do together. There are so many ways we can do that. We could cook for each other, and I can cook all your favorites, and don't worry, you don't have to tell me which ones there are, because I know all of your favorites. After all, I keep track of statistics like how many times you ask me for a certain food, or how likely you are to finish a certain meal, or what average percentage of food you'll leave uneaten for certain meals. You know, normal things any good wife should keep track of. And as for me, even if you don't know what's my favorite or to cook them for me, it's absolutely fine. Anything you make is my favorite because it comes from you, and I'll absolutely adore it even if it's burned, and I'll approve of it even if the FDA wouldn't. Or maybe we could make it like a competition, you know, like the ones on the TV. We can try competing to see if we can make the same dish better. Or maybe we can each decide to make our own dish. Ooh, or maybe one of us could make lunch and the others make the dessert. Wouldn't that be so cute? Although you might be fighting an uphill battle against me here since I'm such a good cook. You have first-hand experience that I went all in on my skills back when I was trying to seduce you with my cooking powers. It was a bit of an overkill in the end, though, since it turns out you're not the pickiest of eaters. But still, it's really come in handy since you love my cooking so much, which is good because I love cooking for you, husband. Especially since I don't have to worry about drugging the meals I make for you. I remember back in the early days of my cooking lessons, I focused on making meals with flavors so strong enough to mask the taste of the drugs, instead of focusing on making meals that tasted as good as possible. But then, when I first asked you to come over to my place, you just agreed. I never thought in a million years that you would just accept that easily, since it turned out I knew how to give you that and switch it up with the backup one. Love can be funny sometimes. But yeah, you're probably not going to beat me in a cooking contest unless we judge each other's meals. Since I'm so biased in your favor, that should at least cancel out my superior cooking skills. Though, to be honest, it'll probably just grant you an automatic win. Though, at that point, I guess it's not really a contest. So, how about more cooperative? We can try making something together. Like, how about one of those smoothies where there's just the cup and then there's two straws in it for a couple to share? Isn't that so sweet and romantic? Or maybe we could try baking. The two of us could make some amazing cream pies. Whatever you're in the mood for. But, geez, all that food talk is really making me hungry. Could really go for some of your cooking right now. I want you to fill me up. With your cooking, I mean. Or I can just cook for you. You don't have to overcomplicate things with cooking competitions or cooperative cooking activities or anything like that. For now, I can make you a snack to hold you over and then maybe you can decide later. How about some shaved ice? Actually, you know what? Sorry, I make the snack for you a lot. You're probably tired of it. But can you blame me? I'm a snow woman. Though, I think I know a snack you're not tired of that you can't have. Oh, how about we roast some marshmallows over the fireplace? Oh, wouldn't that be so romantic? And since it's all snowy outside, that makes it so fitting. Maybe we could even cuddle under a blanket together. Ooh, and we could have hot chocolate too. And not just the hot chocolate with the tiny marshmallows that immediately dissolve either. I'll get some extra big marshmallows to put in your hot chocolate because you deserve to be spoiled with the drink that is more marshmallows than liquid. If that's your preference, anyways. Normal hot chocolate is also on the table if you want. Oh, what? What do you mean it's not cold enough for any of that? Oh, wow, do you feel that? It feels like the temperature just dropped, naturally, of course. Just enough to put us comfortably into romantic cuddling by the fireplace temperatures. Oh, again with your accusations, husband. I am highly offended that you'd accuse me of using my magic snow powers to lower the temperature just so we could cuddle by the fireplace and maybe a bit more, if you're in the mood for that. But yeah, you're right. I'm guilty as charged, but it's too late now. You have to cuddle with me by the fireplace. The temperature demands it. Look, I even got us the two-person bedroll for us to share, all set out by the fireplace. And look, it even has your favorite pillow, the one that says yes in capital letters on it. So come on. I'm glad you finally saw reason enough to join me by the fireplace. Although I kind of feel guilty relaxing with you like this. Like maybe we should be productive and do some chores? Maybe I should be doing a load of laundry or something. You, of all people. No, I can handle a load. What? Oh, no, don't worry about me, honey. I'm fine. The heat from the fireplace isn't too much for me. Thanks for worrying about me, though. It means the world to me, and it's so validating to know you're afraid the warmth is too extreme for me. But don't worry, I'm not going to melt. The only thing in danger of melting here is my heart if you keep on giving me those puppy eyes. Gosh, I love you so much. I just want to kidnap you. But I mean, you're kind of already trapped here with me because of the weather, so mission accomplished. How's the temperature for you, though? I mean, you're not a snow woman, obviously, and I don't think it's going to be too warm for you, but are you too cold? If you'd like, you can wear my sweater. It's a bit too big for me, but I think it would be just the right size for you. A perfect fit. Or, if that's not enough, there's something else of mine that's a perfect fit for you that will keep you nice and warm. And we can always get some exercise if you're cold. That'd be warm up. There aren't too many ways we can exercise inside, but I can't think of one. Well, just think about it, sweetheart. You know, my offers are always open to you, among other things. Hey, can I play with your hair? Caress it a little? Thanks, husband. This means so much to me, and I'm not talking about you letting me caress your hair. Well, okay, I am talking about that, but just not only that. There's so much more, so much more. Is that you're always so accepting of me. I remember when I first visited your home. You were expecting someone to come over to fix your Wi-Fi, and I knew this, of course, because I was stalking you from the time I first met you until we finally got married. But since you were expecting someone to come fix your Wi-Fi, I took the opportunity to dress up as a technician and everything. I even bought a van and painted it with the logo of the internet service provider. And I paid a bunch of money to get an expert makeup artist and all so that I could have a good disguise and you wouldn't know it's me. It was a lot of effort, but it was all worth it when I finally got to step foot into your very home. And you invited me in so kindly, and you let me use your bathroom and didn't raise a big fuss when I was taking too long. Not because I was actually using it, but because I was just fangirling and hyperventilating a bit over finally being inside your bathroom. And could you blame me? I mean, your toothbrush was right there, and the very thing that touches your bare teeth, and I did want to snatch it and take it home with me, but I resisted, and I thought that was too improper, of course. Granted, I was masquerading as an internet service provider's technician in order to invade your home, but taking out toothbrushes where I draw the line. Then you just watched me work, and I had to actually learn how to do it in order to be convincing. I didn't want my cover to be blown, of course. Talk about devoted, huh? I'm the most devoted wife out there. It's not even close. But then, as I was fixing it, do you remember what you told me? You told me, if you wanted to come over, you should have just asked and you'd be glad to say yes. And that I didn't have to pretend to be a worker. And God, I was so embarrassed. I just wanted to run out of the room crying, but you calmed me down and assured me, and you told me everything was okay and that you're not offended. You also thanked me for fixing your internet. And I just asked how you knew it was me, and then replied that the temperature dropped as soon as I walked in. It was so obvious at hindsight. I can't believe that. I didn't realize it then, but I guess it didn't matter in the end because you accepted me, and because you always accepted me, right? Even when I was being so unreasonable on our first date, I remember that when we held hands for the first time, it was magical and breathtaking, and I never wanted it to end, and I wished our hands could remain entwined forever. So as soon as you held my hand, I froze our hands together. Sorry, I know, but not sorry. But Even though a normal person should have been alarmed to say the very least, you just chuckled a bit. Then you made a cute little pun. You just say, "It's cool." It was so corny, but it was also sweet, of course. You know, you're always just so sweet. I remember when we were cuddling for the first time, I wasn't as good at suppressing my coldness back then, so you were just shivering while you were cuddling me. You were freezing to death, but you still didn't want to let go because you didn't want me to feel neglected, and you didn't want me to feel alone, and that's why I promised you I'll always return the favor, my sweet, sweet husband. I'll never let you feel neglected, and I'll never let you feel alone. I'll always keep your company every single night. It would be my pleasure because I love you, and I know I say this a lot, but I really do love you. I'm not really sure how to properly put this into words, but I really, really, really do love you. Every morning and every afternoon and every night, I never stop loving you, and not even for a second. I loved you yesterday, and I'll love you tomorrow and forever. And if my love for you could be measured in some sort of unit, if it could be calculated by some sort of machine, the numbers would be beyond a trillion, and everybody would just be so appalled. And if my love for you was liquid, it would submerge the world, and if my love for you was a gas, every last person would choke on it, and it would be replaced by the atmosphere. That's that's how much I love you. And I really do mean love. I'm not just talking about jealousy. I'd give my life for you, and I'm not just being selfish or possessive for my love. But to be fair, I am the jealous kind. Oh, I'm so the jealous kind. But I wish I was the only one who had eyes, so that I was the only one who could see you. And I'm not even talking about other women. I get jealous even when an animal sees you, and I get jealous even if a pesky little fly in the wall. I, if I didn't restrain my jealousy, who knows what would happen? But I restrained myself because I don't want to be an unreasonable wife. I don't want to cause you trouble. You are my beloved husband, and you deserve a life free of trouble, of course. But I wish I was the only one who had ears, and then I'd be the only one to hear your voice, even if it was just to hear your voice, even if I couldn't hear anything else. I wish I was the only one to have ears. Then I could have your sweet, precious voice all to myself. I'd be the only one who would hear you say good morning, and I'd be the only one to hear you say good night, and I'd be the only one to hear you say I love you. Wouldn't that just be wonderful? Yeah, well, for me it would, anyways. But I know it's unreasonable. It's an unreasonable fantasy for me to have you all to myself to that degree, but it's hard not to be that unreasonable and jealous when you're the best husband I could ever ask for, and I could ask for a lot because you know how needy I am for you. Do you remember when we first got married? Those first few months? I'd always ask you if you really love me. I was in such disbelief that you would actually marry me. Every morning when you'd wake up, I'd ask you if you really love me, and if you were just playing some sort of a cruel joke on me, and I'd ask the same before you went to sleep, but you were always so patient, and you never got angry, and you never got annoyed, and you just assured me that yes, I really love you, and I love you too, husband, especially when you put up with my neediness. Like, in the mornings, I'll always beg you to stay in bed for me for a little longer, and then. And then, after you've cuddled for a few minutes, I always ask again for just a few minutes, and you know how I get. And you started setting your alarm early so we could wake up for some cuddling, and that was so thoughtful of you. Though it was a bit difficult to wake up early when I kept you so late. Thank you so much, though. You've given me so many reasons to love you because there are so many things you've done for me, and there are so many ways I could repay you, too. We still have so much for a day together left, so we can spend it however you want. But if you just like to cuddle a bit longer like this, then that's fine too. Anything you want is fine. Because I love you, and I love you, husband. I love you so, so much. And I love you, and I love you, and I love you.